K-News.
From the witness testimony today, I know I'm innocent. A police officer who goes to the bathroom 7 different times, testifying lies, car.
It's senseless. No video evidence. No, wait until after the judgment.
You don't have evidence to carry the protocol? Then you call the pope. Oh yeah, I listen to Chemabele, the jacket of the pope, what I do for why you keeping the pope there for? You listen.
They're coming to talk to the superintendent, the representative, where they will say they will do they want it, do they want to do that one. Then they try and see about the road condition. Now my market in the bush, all of my blue,
Where you say?
The highest institution of learning in this country.
So on the Truth and Reconciliation Commission.
I mean, people call me and say, $10 million.
Good morning and welcome to K-News. K-News is a 45 minutes of news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and the rest of our one world. My name is Winifred Starker, presenting today's edition of K-News. We will take a very short break to be right back. Please don't go away. Now take our first development. The government of Liberia, in collaboration with the African Development Bank, has officially launched the Youth Entrepreneurship Investment Bank of Liberia. Speaking during the launching ceremony, the African Development Bank President, Dr. Aki Wumin, at the scene and disclosed that the seed money for establishing the bank is approximately $16 million United States dollars. According to Adesina, Liberia is the first country on the African continent to benefit from the investment for young people to engage in businesses.
The Youth Entrepreneurship Investment Bank of Liberia, which we are launching today, was approved last year by the African Development Bank with a financing of $16 million. I am delighted and proud that Liberia is the first country in Africa to launch its Youth Entrepreneurship Investment Bank. I wish to acknowledge and thank the MasterCard Foundation for its incredible support in the design of the Youth Entrepreneurship Investment Bank of Liberia. The Youth Entrepreneurship Investment Bank of Liberia will provide financial and non-financial services to the youth to start and to scale their businesses by strengthening the overall entrepreneurship ecosystem and all its stakeholders. It will forge multi-stakeholder partnerships to mobilize capital to invest and coordinate the delivery of financial and non-financial services for entrepreneurs in a systemic, structured, scalable, and sustainable manner. The Youth and Entrepreneurship Investment Bank of Liberia will operate under a management holding company with 3 special purpose vehicles. First, an early-stage equity fund, which will offer long-term capital to small and medium-sized equity and quasi-equity, helping them to launch, to grow, and to scale their businesses. Second, technical assistance fund. The Youth Entrepreneurship Investment Bank of Liberia will focus on critical sectors with immense opportunities for the youth, including agriculture, value addition with agribusiness, digital services, mining, and tourism. The Youth Entrepreneurship Investment Bank of Liberia is expected to reach over 30,000 youth-led businesses.
Meanwhile, Akin Women Addison has advanced a number of proposals to President Joseph Boakai in order to strengthen Liberia's economy and exhibit good governance. Dr. Addison proposed, among other things, that the government establish an interagency presidential performance award in order to tap the excellence performances of officials of government. He encouraged President Boakai to weed out officials of the government who will perform onto standard because the term is too short to look plans to improve.
One of the biggest problems we have as ministers, or that we have in government, is ego. Don't you know I am the minister of this? And don't you understand I am the minister of that? And therefore ministers work contrary to each other. Somebody wants to do this, the other one wants to go the other direction. Please, as a minister, forget about your egos. Work together for the delivery of impactful programs for Liberians. We deliver more when we work together, instead of each standing in and defending their own siloed territories. And every opportunity that we have in Liberia is like a baobab tree. It takes more than your own hand. It takes multiple hands around it to turn those challenges into opportunities. And so therefore you must have that as an approach. I would like you, Mr. President, to please put in place an interagency presidential performance award system that rewards connected effort around the baobab of opportunities that you decide yourself, because you have to work as one government. Execute via one government. So as you work together, your work is so important, but what's most important is what is your government delivering at the end. That is the message difference. So don't major on the minus, major on the major, because the president will be assessed by what comes out of that assembly line. And there's no real need for you to have rules in soccer if a referee neither uses the yellow card or the red card. Mr. President, I want to applaud you for your decision to conduct performance appraisals for public institutions. Give it up for the president. I also want to commend you for your work to sanction those that are not in compliance.
For his part, President Boakai praised Dr. Addison for the visit and assured him that his bank will go a long way in assisting young people in the entrepreneurship in the country.
This visit gave us the opportunity to learn from your experience, and we have drawn inspiration for your unwavering dedication to Africa's development. You have shown the world that bold ideas, when combined with dear vision and determination, can produce extraordinary results. Through your leadership, the African Development Bank has invested in real solutions that touch the lives of everybody. Here in Liberia, the bank's current portfolio is impressive, standing at $408 million United States dollars and covering 18 projects in sectors critical to the growth of this country. These include transport, energy, agriculture, finance, and multi-sectorial initiatives. These investments are not just numbers on paper. They are roads that connect our communities, energy that lights up our homes and businesses, agriculture that protects and strengthens food security and create income for farmers. We also appreciate your support of public financial management reforms, which have improved fiscal discipline and enhanced service delivery to our country. These steps have helped us rebuild trust.
His president, Joseph Human Boaika, earlier was the African Development Bank president, Dr. Akinwumi Addison, there speaking. And now for our next development, amidst the ongoing debate over credit for the World Bank funded ARISE project, a development initiative that has led to the construction of 3 modern senior secondary schools in Margibi, Bong, and Nima counties, Vice President Jeremiah Pankun has stepped in to set the record straight. Speaking at the official dedication of the new ARISE Senior Secondary School in Gantanima County, Vice President Kuhn reflected on the project's origin. According to VP Kuhn, the project began during the administration of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. The VP's clarification comes amidst claims the counter-claims over which administration deserve credit for launching the transformative education initiative. While the current government celebrates its completion, Vice President Kuhn's comments highlight the long-term multi-administration effort beyond the project. We're going to bring you that actuality. Let's now bring you this next development. In a Google gesture aimed at strengthening visibility of law enforcement officers, Lofa County Senator Momo Cyrus has donated 500 raincoats and 1,000 reflective jackets to the Liberia National Police. The official donation was done on Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025 at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. Making the presentation, Senator Cyrus lauded Police Honor Inspector General Gregory Coleman and promised to push for more funding for the police in the 2026 national budget. As part of his July 26 giveaway, Senator Cyrus also announced plans to donate 350 bags of rice and 150 ringgit to the joint security in Lofa County. The Lofa County Senator pointed out that the legislature must do more to support state security apparatus who work on tough conditions, especially during bad weather.
300 weeks a year. I think and 1,000 police vests on the board. And by extension, sometimes this week, since I'm from the company, we'll be given a joint security that 300 banks of 25 years, the joint security of the company. And we'll also be giving them 150 week year, just to support them for the reasons.
Taking delivery of the donated ring gear, Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman appreciated Senator Cyrus, assuring him that the item will help improve officer safety during the rainy season. Colonel Coleman also raised concern over the growing number of road accidents in the country and added that ring gear will help traffic police stay safe and visible while executing their duty.
On behalf of the men and women of the Grand National Police and Women in our sincere thanks and appreciation to you and your entity, your family, for making this sacrifice for us. I mean, it speaks to the fact that our service is not only unnoticed, that there are people, I mean, all of the challenges that do appreciate us and what we do for them, when people, apart from being our own chair in the Senate, I think this goes beyond just your role as chairman, but as a Liberian who understands the business very well, who also have been a member of this sector in so many different ways to appreciate what is being done. And what we receive today is not because of what we're doing, but it's because of each and every one of you and the men and women under your leadership at different levels. It is our hope that they will be used in the best interest of the people.
His Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman earlier was Lofa County Senator Momo Cyrus there speaking at the police headquarters when he donated items to the Liberia National Police. And this next development, Representative Sumo Moba of Moserado County District 3 has called for a swift audit of Superintendent Ronwa Bryant over concerns of financial disparity in projects implemented through the district development funds. Representative Moba claimed that Moserado Superintendent Bryant has failed to implement projects that will benefit the general constituents of the 70 electoral district despite receiving annual support through the national budget. The District 3 lawmaker has disclosed that Superintendent Bryant has refused to cooperate with the Moserado County Legislative Caucus to figure out the priority project in the county. He accused Superintendent Bryant of allegedly misappropriating approximately $77,000 provided to the county by Firestone Liberia for developmental initiative. According to Representative Moba, instead of using the amount to address some mounting challenges, Superintendent Bryant has expanded the amount on buses to benefit his personal office. Representative Moba underscored that most residents of the county remain victims of flaws and drug abuse, something he said the office of the superintendent should be buttressing through rehab and other initiatives. Representative Moba has urged the executive to consider an audit of Superintendent Bryant to account for projects implemented through County Development Fund on the US $150,000 received as an annual budgetary allotment.
This young man decide the fate of the county. When they misuse the money, what do you think happened? Let's take, for example, 2024 money gone.
Yeah.
There's no project in district 3. There's no project in District 17. There's no project in District 4, 5, 6. So what happened with the money? They will tell you that they used the money for county league. How many games did Maserado play? Not more than even 3 games. They flocked all throughout. But yet there's still 150,000 gone.
With no project.
And we're saying it, if I were the president, I would request at this time that an immediate order be done with the superintendent of Maserado County. Because going those days, we said no business as usual. So no business as usual means that those things that we did in the past that were not right. Yeah. So the superintendent, quite recently, we heard about some of the 7,000 that was given, allotted to the district from Firestone.
For your district?
For the county.
The counties, okay.
For the county.
Yeah, the county.
77,000.
Okay.
So for the county, 77,000, if you see 17 district, it's a chicken change. But then, if you have a priority, a major project
for the county
that will benefit the district,
yes,
then it makes sense. So what I told them, bus cannot benefit district number 3. It would never benefit district number 3. How many of us will ride the bus? Yeah,
certainly.
So bus is based on administrative processes. So if you have a bus, the bus is just for your office, your staffer. How many people of us will benefit? So I told them, I said, no, we cannot use a bus because there will be no impact. And after all, government put money in your account. You have a budget that you run your office. So if you want to buy the bus, all you need to do in your budget line, right? Place in bus and lobby with the lawmaker. You got 17 lawmaker already there. They will lobby for you and you can buy a bus and buy whatsoever you want, right? But you cannot take what we call with the name picture, right? County Development Fund.
Maserado County District 3 lawmaker Sumo Moba there speaking announced this development. President Joseph Human Boakai has postponed the commissioning ceremony of newly confirmed Chief Justice Yamin Wesse amid growing legal concerns and fear of a looming constitutional standoff within the judiciary. The ceremony was initially scheduled for Friday of last week, following Justice Wesse's confirmation by the Liberian Senate. However, sources within the executive mansion has confirmed that the president was advised to delay the commissioning due to conflicting legal opinions on the matter. At the heart of the debate is whether Justice Wesse can be officially commissioned while outgoing Chief Justice Yanin Yuwo remains in office. Concluding judicial matters from March term of court, Chief Justice Yuwo recently turned 70, the constitutional mandate retirement age, while continuing to serve until all cases from the March term are resolved in line with judicial precedent. Employees of the Ministry of Transport on Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025, staged a protest against a controversial concession expressing fear of losing jobs and national threat. The aggrieved workers said they were left out of an agreement that reportedly turned over the issuing of lessons, that's driver licenses and lesson plates, to private company. According to them, the agreement was signed without the ministry's input, despite its central role in managing vehicle registration services. The Transport Ministry employees are alarmed that Liberia is the first country to privatize such core function, warning that the deal has national security implications. They also questioned the legality of the agreement on the grounds that it was signed based on outdated laws and move that contradicts government procedures. The protester wants President Joseph Boakai to intervene, invoking his administration's motto, Love Liberia, Think Liberia, and Build Liberia.
From Bossa, we cannot come from Tisfe, and you tell us to just put our hands between our legs and find Suma and play checker and take salary from coming at the end of the month. This is not why we went to school. This is a technical man. I'm an administrator. We are technicians. All these people you see behind us, they have a function. They were trained. And you tell us, government say you are salary. So why are you agitating? We are agitating one because this deal is illegal. You cannot use the 1970 to act to give a concession agreement to a company. If you wanted to use any instrument, you should have used the 86 that would have given the Ministry of Transport the right to sit on the table to be part of the negotiation. But go and look at the agreement. The Ministry of Transport is nowhere part of the agreement. The government of Liberia wrote on the Ministry of Transport, rest in peace. And we are saying the Ministry of Transport is not dead, we are alive, and we're not going to rest in peace.
What is the position of the ministry?
Just to inform the press, as we speak currently, from January 2 to July 11, we were able to raise $6.8 million United States dollars, 77.4 Liberian, 77,400,000 Liberian dollars. We are all performing. You said it's 6 months time. You said 12 months time, get all 12 million. In less than 6 months, we go about 8 million plus. So you are telling that we are performing. But mind you, in case your imagination say, hey, it is possible. It's also possible that individual be squeezing double jala here. Say, no, forget about it, let it pass. And more to that, these revenues are collected by traffic management. It's not passing through the government system. They have their own bank, they have their own insurance company, they got their own emissions.
Where is that percent?
They will be in the center. They continue the rating to SKD. If they continue the rating to SKD, they're 30%. You know the dubious 30%. Even if they raise 40 million per annum, the government say that 5 million will raise. Of the 5 million, 20 million are 30%. No check and balance. And more to that, as we speak currently, the traffic management have pre-printed 1 million driver lesson cards. Pre-printed, and when the card was printed in Lebanon, they are pre-printed 1.5 million of vehicle document card. And trust me,
new lesson plates, new driver lesson.
They are pre-printed. And that will interest you that if you go there, if you get your bio data to them, there's a likelihood that these people who are sponsored by Hezbollah or group, they will use your bio data.
They are protesters of the Ministry of Transport. A coalition of civil society organizations in Liberia is calling on the 55th legislature to revise key provisions of the recently passed Liberia Sea and Inland Port Decentralization and Modernization Bill on the grounds that it would strengthen transparency, job security, and the function of local government. Speaking at a press conference held at the national headquarters of Book Before Boys, the joint civil society institutions, including the National Muslim Student Association of Liberia, Book Before Boys, the Center for Exchange and Intellectual Opinion, and other youth-led and advocacy organizations, expressed support for President Joseph Yoman Boakar's recent decision to veto a specific portion of the bill. It can be recalled that the 55th legislature passed the law that seeks to decentralize port operations across the country. Supporters of the bill argued that it will empower local ports, attract foreign investment, and allow revenue generated by ports to be reinvested into local infrastructure. However, the CSO warned that without proper checks and adjustments, the bill will result in job losses and a concentration of power at the local level. Reading the joint statement on behalf of the coalition, Stephanie Saucel-Gibson, Assistant Secretary General of the Book Before Boys, welcomed the President's veto action. The conglomeration of civil society organizations applauded President Boakar's and leadership for vetoing certain provisions of the law. They encouraged the 55th legislature to use the opportunity to make the bill more inclusive and transparent.
On June 24, 2025, the Honorable House of Representatives concurred with the Liberian Senate on the passage of a bill titled Liberia Sea and Inland Ports Decentralization and Modernization. This bill aims to grant increased autonomy to local ports across Liberia. Its primary goal is to focus investment on port facilities, channeling substantial financial resources from port revenue while actively pursuing foreign direct investment opportunities. We, the undersigned civil society institutions of Liberia, recognize that the intent of the bill is positive. However, we believe it requires certain structural adjustment to better align with the perspective and aspiration of the Liberian people as follows. 1. Ambiguities in the proposed legislative framework. 2. Risks of misinterpretation of the bill. 3. Excessive composition of 9-member boards for each individual post. In this light, we extend our heartfelt congratulations to His Excellency Josiah Yuan Boaga, President of the Republic of Liberia, for his prudent decision to veto specific line items in the bill. We further encourage the national legislature to make the necessary structural amendment to facilitate the eventual enactment of the Pope decentralization law. We remain optimistic that these structural amendments will address.
Stephanie Gibson is the Assistant Secretary General of the Book People Boys there speaking. The Director of Press and Public Affairs at the Ministry of Transport, Shedrack Brown, has come in defense of the ministry's Liquor and Operational Authority. Brown has described as illegal attempt to bypass the ministry's legal functions and hand over critical vehicle registration data to foreign interests on a concession agreement with the government and the Liberia Traffic Management. Speaking to journalists on Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025, Director Brown questioned why drivers are operating vehicles without valid registration and expressed alarm over the possibility of sensitive data being given to foreign nationals, including Lebanese. He cautioned that such action not only violates Liberian law but could damage relations with traditional allies such as the United States and Israel. Brown further clarified that the Ministry of Transport was established by a 1987 Act of Legislature, which gave the ministry full authority over transport regulations and services. Brown criticized the use of the outdated 1972 Act to justify recent concessions that undermine the ministry's mandate, insisting that the newer 1987 law must be taken.
Your driver license and vehicle registration entire database, are you telling us that the U.S. ambassador who is to obtain a driver license, his database should be given to the Lebanese, allegedly being attached to Hezbollah? Are you telling us that we undermine the relationship of America's traditional ally, Israel? It's not about the America, it's about the law. The Ministry of Transport was founded in 1987 that gave us all of those statutory functions to perform. You cannot go and then craft a concession using the 1972 Police Act. 1972 and 1987, which one is more earlier than that? It's 1987. So that was being devilish, that was being satanic, that was being demonic. We call on the government to make a new turn. Again, we call on our people as they are being peaceful within their assembly, that they will be peaceful, and we call on the government of Liberia to make a new turn, and that new turn should be in the best interest of our people, because it will astonish you to know that about 265 persons will be laid out. The CSA standing order says that once your position is not functional, meaning is dormant, you'll be redundant in 3 months. So if you take motor vehicle from Ministry of Transport, you get 265 employees. You come to work, they just pass you are not doing their work, meaning their positions are being dormant. Yes, okay. After 3 months, they will be redundant. And that's why we don't want. Labor law says that if one person is being employed, you have to at least capacitate at most 10%. So you do the calculation.
Satra Brown is the Director of Press and Public Affairs at the Ministry of Transport there speaking. Well, if you're just joining us, it's a reminder that you are listening to K-News, a 45 minutes of news presentation that brings you the actual voices of the newsmakers here on the station. My name is Winifred Sako. Keep following us as we bring you more local and international development. Let's now bring you this development where a 61-year-old Liberian is appealing for urgent assistance to seek medical attention abroad after 4 years of a devastating motorbike accident that has left him with life-threatening injuries. Philip Totimen, a resident of Tuputro in Pinsio, says he has been living in pain and physical distress since the accident which occurred on September 3 of 2021. His OK News on Tuesday, July 22nd, that despite seeking treatment at several local hospitals, including the John F. Kennedy Medical Center and Redemption Hospital, doctors have been unable to perform the surgery he desperately needs. Totimen, who has been unable to work since the accident, says his condition is worsening and he fears permanent disability if he does not receive timely intervention. The distressed accident victim is appealing to humanitarian organizations, government officials, and well-meaning individuals to help him get the life-saving treatment he urgently needs.
Since 2021 September till up to now, I've been going to hospital and I've been no better. I went to JK and the doctor diagnosed and said that I need a surgery, and this surgery should be done in Ghana or India. Since then, I don't have money. I have not gone to India, and I'm taking this time. Again, people came from India to the military hospital, and I went there this month, 11, 2025. And the doctor also diagnosed that after the x-ray, they said that I need to go to India for surgery. The result there, I need to go to India to change the hip cap on the left side because they said it's getting rotten. So, but they said it's getting rotten. And if I don't do the surgery in the short and possible time, the foot will get rotten, and the other side of my body will also get rotten. Then I will not be able to move again. I will just be lying down, and there where I will be, and I will not be able to wake up again. Yeah, I was involved in the accident. I've been waiting. I've been going to the hospital, but here the doctor they said they can't make it. And I do not have the money to go to Ghana, neither to go to India. This is why I come to the station today to do a SOS call for many Liberians to help me. That the government official, president of Liberia, Joseph Nima Boaka, the vice president of Liberia, that's Jeremiah Poon, the speaker, Richard Amwekun, the protein, Nyongli Kanga, the House of Representatives, Senator, government official, non-government official, many Liberian, they have money.
Philip Totimen is a Liberian there calling for assistance to seek medical attention out of the country. Boaka Kani, Associate Justice Designate of the Supreme Court of Liberia, has cautioned members of the executive and legislative branches of government to refrain from interfering in the work of the judiciary. Speaking during his confirmation hearing before the Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights, Claims and Petition on Tuesday, July 22nd, at the Capitol Building in Monroeville, Kani said any attempts by other branches of government to influence judicial decisions undermines justice and national stability. He stated that the judiciary plays a critical role in ensuring peace and order in the country, and therefore should be allowed to operate without external pressure or manipulation. He added that courts are properly established to interpret laws, including the Constitution, and political interference in the jurisdiction of cases should not be tolerated. He urged that political cases be decided strictly in accordance with the law without biases or favoritism. 50 Liberians are about to benefit from a scholarship opportunity in Jerusalem through the International Christian Embassy, Jerusalem, Liberia. Making the disclosure, the National Director, Apostle Aaron Wright, said the scholarship is meant for those with the first degree in agriculture. According to Apostle Wright, Liberia and Jerusalem share a lot in common, especially in terms of bilateral friendship. Apostle Wright has called for the establishment of an embassy in Liberia and Israel. He noted that the establishment of an Israeli embassy in Liberia will help create easy access for Liberians wanting to explore academic and religious opportunity in Israel.
The Israeli government has worked with the Liberian government over the years, and there are a lot of other projects that we have done. As we speak to you, we have a lot of Liberians right now on scholarship in the agricultural area. Now we are set to send 50 Liberians to do agriculture, but the only thing, those who have first degree in agriculture are the ones that will be going. So besides that, there are other things. The Israeli government have partnered with the government of Liberia in many areas, education. The Israeli government has worked with the Liberian government over the years, and there are a lot of other projects that we have done. As we speak to you, we have a lot of Liberians right now on scholarship in the agricultural area. Now we are set to send 50 Liberians to do agriculture, but the only thing, those who have first degree in agriculture are the ones that will be going. So besides that, there are other things. The Israeli government have partnered with the government of Liberia in many areas, education and many other things, and information intelligence, security intelligence. So there are many things that we have done, and to be more strategic in our partnership. So one of the things that we're going to work on with the government, making sure that Liberian embassy is established.
Amidst the ongoing debate over credit for the World Bank funded ARAS project, a development initiative that has led to the construction of 3 modern senior secondary schools in Margibi, Bong, and Nima counties, Vice President Jeremiah Bankun has stepped in to set the record straight. Speaking on Tuesday at the official dedication of the new ARAS Senior Secondary School in Ganta, Nima County, Vice President Kun reflected on the project's origin.
I remember when Madam Sari said education was a mess. The Ministry of Education then developed a program, and that program was Getting to Best. Under that program cost, if I'm not mistaken, over 100 million or around that. That program was to clean up the system and make our education system better. Mess, getting to best. I remember the Global Partnership for Education at a conference in Dakar, Senegal. If I'm not mistaken, either Rihanna or somebody went there to sing it, but the conference was intended to raise funds, and the fund that was raised at that program, 11.9 million was committed to Liberia for educational development. And because we needed money to support that bigger educational plan, Madam Sali made a case to the World Bank, and the World Bank allocated 50 million United States dollars for these projects. And so, when those kind of money are secured, the first thing you need to do is to develop the project. When the project is approved, then you sign. This thing takes time. And so the project development started. One David Bissa, the Minister of Education at the time, Honor Minister George Warner, was the focus person for government. The full name is David Oos Bissa. You have one Peter DeVos and Colleen Hawk, who represented the World Bank, the lead to develop the project. In the process of developing the project, the government came to an end. The new government was ushered in January 2018. Bissa was still at the Ministry of Education up to November 2018. When he took the ministers of education at the time, the deputy minister, Latin the time, and the states. Because every government account must either decide to continue the project or they want to change it. And so under the leadership of Minister Soli, the then government decided to continue with the project. They started the project. Rennie was here in 2019. Minister Samuel Twelve signed finally. And Rennie, the first superintendent, the principal here at the time started. I remember our representative then. Later he died. The project started. And so in short, it was President Weah who started the project after Madam Soli and President Waga secured the fund. In the middle of the project,
his Vice President, Jeremiah Bankun, announced for foreign development, a Nigerian senator who was suspended after accusing the Senate President of sexual harassment, which he denies has been refused entry to the parliamentary complex. Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan has linked the 6-month suspension to her accusation, but the Senate leadership said it was because of unruly and disruptive behavior during a legislative session. On Tuesday, her convoy was halted at the outer gate of the National Assembly in Abuja. Continuing on foot, she was stopped by security at the inner gate. Well, on that note, this is how we draw down to the curtains of K-News. K-News is a joint editor of the News and Current Affairs Department of Cool 91.9 FM. My name is Winifred Sako. I've presented. Good morning from Painesville.